You are watching Fugitive Red Eye, and once again, it's time for my weekly Red Dwarf review. This time I'm using Duke Nukem footage instead of Halo. But this week we'll be talking about Krysis, which is the 5th episode of Series 11. And it's very good. I still think Officer Rimmer is the best, but this is still very good. Obviously, there will be spoilers in this review, as per the usual, so let's go ahead and get down to the plot. I'll try to summarize it a little bit better this time, and then do more of a review at the end. So, essentially, the plot begins with Kryten. You know, he's forgetting to make Lister's breakfast. He's not feeling very well about his life, and he's questioning his existence. He's having a midlife crisis. He gets himself a new red chassis and starts acting very odd, so Lister decides to find another mechanoid of his same stature and try to prove to him that he's achieved so much more than he's become. Or rather, he's become so much more than he was built to be, rather. And they meet Butler, a mechanoid who basically is better than Kryten at everything. He's more artistic, he's free, and he's good at almost everything. And basically, Kryten is still feeling upset until they actually find a space station where they can communicate with the universe itself. After they communicate with the universe, Kryten basically makes the universe have a midlife crisis for a minute before coming to the conclusion that it's alright and making both him and the universe feel better. Then, of course, he calls up Butler to brag about it when it turns out Butler actually misrepaired their engines intentionally so they would meet the universe. So that's about it for the plot. I'm gonna try to go into a little bit less detail on the plot this time and focus more on the analysis. So first off, what do I think of the structure of the episode? It was handled very well. You know, standard setup. It still kind of had the ship of the week thing when they met with Butler, however it was introduced later in the episode rather than at the beginning of the episode. Again, it's still very heavily sci-fi themed, as the whole season has been. I really liked the way it turned out. I thought that this was going to be the episode where everyone got to be Kryten that they talked about during the, when they were producing the episode. However, I think that might be referring to a Series 12 episode that is yet to happen. So yeah, with that being said, overall, I love the structure. I'm not very good at critiquing, if you can probably tell, because I'm not a very analytical person for the most part, but I'll do my best here. So, really, I don't know that I can think of any major flaws with the episode. It was all very funny. I mean, the whole thing about the universe being its own thing, and, you know, meeting another mechanoid, that was all handled very well, so, really, there's not that many flaws I could come with, other than maybe, you know, saying that it's a little bit, far-fetched, but then again, that can be said about almost every Red Dwarf episode. Particularly with this season, I'm gonna go back a little bit and talk about Twentica, even though we're on Krysis right now. I hope you'll forgive me for that, but I just wanted to point out something Snowman mentioned to me, that if the simulants had outlawed technology, then they themselves couldn't exist. But, I don't know. I think that they allowed technology to a certain degree, but that's irrelevant to Krysis, so I apologize for going off on a tangent there. Krysis was overall a really good episode. This has been a great season so far, and unfortunately next week is the end of the season, and we'll have to wait until next year to see more of Red Dwarf. So I really hope that they ended on a high note. Next week will be Can of Worms. I'm really hoping it's very good. I'm thinking they're kind of adapting some of the script from the Identity Within Lost episode, but I can't say for sure, but it sounds very similar at least. But as always, you guys let me know what you think. What do you guys think of this season so far? Is it going for pretty well, or how was this episode? You know, give me your thoughts. Do you like it when I try to be more analytical, even though I suck ass at it, or do you prefer it when I talk more about the plot? Let me know. If you don't care, then, you know, obviously you don't need to comment. I'll just keep doing my thing and doing what I think is right, but I'm always open to suggestion and to an extent criticism, so feel free to have at it. Let me know whatever you think. But this has been Fugitive Red Eye. You have a great day.